the pitcher, number 20, Tori Howard. Batting second, playing second base, number 1, Ireland Cooper. Batting third, playing left field, number 22, Daisy Parker.
We welcome everybody to Lady Bulldogs softball field. Stuart Leonard, Dr. Dustin Smith here giving you a little play-by-play color, some shenanigans up here in the press box.
There you go.
Starting lineups being introduced, and we'll get to those here momentarily. The Mountain Home Lady Bombers in town, the long haul from North Central Arkansas to come down here and play some softball. But Chamber of Commerce Day, man, it's beautiful weather.
Blue skies, not a cloud.
You couldn't ask for anything better.
Double header tonight.
Yeah,
too.
2 games. If they're going to drive all that way, you might as well play 2.
Yep, exactly.
And a lot going on tonight. Softball, baseball, and soccer all at home. Soccer will be hosting the Van Buren Pointers and Lady Pointers.
Yeah, Greenwood kind of set their Tuesday up, like Fayetteville set their weekend up with
there's a lot going on.
Every sport represented for the spring sports.
We're going to pause momentarily for a moment of silence, followed by the pledge and the national anthem. And the old play ball. It's that time.
Exactly.
We can talk about a little bit about the lineups.
Yeah.
Defensively for the Lady Bulldogs in the field. I'll go ahead and go around the field if you don't mind.
Yeah. Starting pitcher, Tori Howard. She'll be throwing into the catcher, Riley Cowart. First base, Paige Pugh with Ireland Cooper at second base and Bree Taylor over at third. Our shortstop is Morgan
Coriel.
Don't want to mess that name up. And then left field, Daisy Parker. Center field, Natalie Horn and Haley McAdams over in right field. Miss Charlie Taylor is our designated player for tonight. And I believe, if you're keeping track, it's Morgan Corgill is our flex player as well.
Yeah, she is.
So that always throws me. I get stuck in between baseball and softball. And
yeah, and the rules are completely different.
Exactly. So leading off here is Olivia Crabb, their left fielder. She's in the box and ready to go and receive it from Tori Howard.
That's first pitch strike. Tori Howard dealing early, and Tori pitched yesterday. We played over at Morrilton in a non-conference softball game there, and it was a makeup from a game that was rained out earlier this year, and so we played over there last night.
Second pitch just outside, looks like.
Yep.
Be interesting to see how wide the plate is for tonight's softball game.
And that's one of the unique things about softball. It seems like the home plate, they're generous with home plate.
Yeah. High strike.
Tori Howard, she is a junior in the circle, also a volleyball player for us. defensive specialist, if you will. Look over the way. You can see baseball has started as well, and soccer JV is going. So a lot going on. Here's a pop-up. Tori has called it and said, can of corn, I got this.
Not a problem.
Out number 1 for the Lady Bulldogs. And that'll bring Katie Camp to the plate. Katie's the center fielder for Mountain Home. So first at bat, that was in F1.
Yep. Here comes our pitch. Grounder to short. Easy play for our shortstop. And out at first.
Yeah, it was a little closer than it probably should have been.
Should have been, yeah. A little bit of a stall out there.
6-3, 1 pitch, 1 out. That's the way you like to see it. And when a pitcher is, in softball, the game is obviously if you got somebody in the circle that can hold it down and can really control the other team's offense.
Oh, yeah.
You want to make her pitch as much as you can, and that's first pitch swinging from Mountain Home. This brings to the plate.
There's another one.
Kylie Horn, strike 1 for her.
Of course, a lot of times these batters come up and they know that the pitcher wants a strike on the first one. The batter wants a good thing to hit, and that's usually their best option is that first pitch.
I was always of the mindset, if you see it, hit it.
Yep.
No matter what the count was. And
another good swing.
Foul ball over into the either that's in the parking lot or the recently demolished tennis courts over there.
That's the giant question mark of the city. What's that going to be over there?
Yeah. We can discuss that a little bit later, but 0-2 the count, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Tori comes in on the hands that time, and that's a foul ball. Kylie Horn looked back at the umpire, home plate blue, and said, was that a strike? She's just trying to get a feel of what the strike zone is. He kind of nodded to her and said, you did right by fouling that one off, and Tori just buried that ball inside on her hands. Strike 3.
Strike 3, first K of the game.
3 up, 3 down. Nothing doing in the top half of the first for Mountain Home.
And that's what you like to see. That's a good way to start that inning.
Yeah, 3 up, 3 down, and you're trying to set that tone.
Well, and Tori came in and says, "Hey, look, I can throw strikes, so you're not going to go up there and look for a walk." She's hitting the corners. I don't know how many different pitches she has.
She's got several. She's got a rise ball. She's got a changeup. She's got a fastball. Obviously, she showed the changeup and the screwball or the curveball, however you want to look at it. And it's difficult to tell from here. You can tell on the elevation, but it's hard to tell on the spin with some of those. Now, you can tell with the speed on the changeup.
So you need a TrackMan is what you're telling me.
Right. Yeah. Okay. It's kind of like golf. You just need something that kind of tells you what it is.
We just need that TrackMan mounted up here, so anybody looking for a way to donate to the program, that would be on the list.
Emma Crabb will be in the circle for Mountain Home. Mountain Home enters this ballgame 10-8, 4-4 in conference. This is a battle for 3 and 4. Greenwood's sitting at 5-3, so they're the 3 seed. If the season were to end right now, they'd be the 3 seed in the tournament. Mountain Home would be the 4.
And that's not a bad place to enter that tournament, really, sitting in the 3rd spot.
Yeah, you look at, obviously, there's still 4 more games after this.
Yep.
Well, I guess 5 because you got the second half of this doubleheader. But it's a lefty in the circle for Mountain Home. We'll go around the corners, or around the infield for them, the outfield defensive lineup for them. But we'll start with our leadoff hitter. She's also the pitcher, the junior Tori Howard. She's in the leadoff spot.
You don't see that very often.
No, and Coach Hart, his first year here at Greenwood, and he's big into the numbers and what it tells you, and he says that Tori should be a leadoff hitter. So here we are, Crabb to Howard, counterparts in the circle. Ball.
Good swing there. I think she got just
strike 1 on Tori. And the ball was upstairs and raised the eye level, and sometimes when you're a batter, you see that coming in there, and you think, all right, I can crush this. She lets that one go, so it's ball 1 strike. So Crabb's in the circle. First base is Dalen Harper.
And Crabb is a senior, so she's thrown a lot of pitches.
And chances are she's played against Greenwood last year. That's on the outside corner for strike 2. So chances are she was in the circle last year as well. And lefties, you don't see those just a ton, especially in the high school game. You may see it at the college level. There's not a ton of them in the high school level. And that ball, she climbs the ladder and strikes out Tori on 4 pitches. So Tori goes down swinging.
That's got the illusion from up here that it's rising on them. So.
Yeah. And sometimes that may be the scouting report for some of these teams. So they've seen Greenwood play a little bit, and they'll chase some of that high action. So here comes Greenwood's second baseman, Ireland Cooper. The senior steps in from the left side. Attacks like she's going to slap. Lets that ball rise out of the strike zone, so it's ball one. So far in this ball game, Stuart, all we've seen is outs. No base runners so far.
No base runners at all.
Like to break that trend right here, and Ireland tried to lay down a bunt there. And the strategy there is because of her speed. If you get that down, she can leg that out.
Exactly.
And third base is way in.
Yep.
But it's hard to defend a perfectly placed bunt.
And she's got to pick that. That third baseman's almost got to pick it up with her bare hand. She's not going to have a chance to go with a glove if it's slapped well.
And that ball is high up out of the zone. That's ball two. 2 balls and 1 strike. Good discipline at the plate there by Ireland. And you think about a slapper as they're moving towards the pitcher.
Yep.
That decision's got to be made really quickly on what they're going to do. That ball slapped into the net. So we got 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and the wind can't decide what it wants to do. Right before pregame, it was blowing as hard as you could have hoped for somebody who hits the right field, and it was going to knock anything down the left field. And now the flag's been limp. Strike 3.
Strike 3. So that's.
So right now, if you hit in the right field, you're going to have a little bit of help.
We talked about the Chamber of Commerce style day.
Yep.
It's 81 degrees at first pitch, wind blowing at 14 miles an hour. You talked about earlier, it's just limp, and now Old Glory is starched out there.
Exactly.
And now this is Daisy Parker, the freshman. She takes strike 1. She's playing left field for the Lady Bulldogs here in the first game. Swings through that pitch. It's 0-2.
Now that's a good swing. She makes contact. That's going to have people moving.
And that's what you figure out early. You got to get the timing. You got to turn around some balls and figure out what that is. And that ball's outside for ball 1. So 1-2. Good discipline at the plate there from the freshman. Thrust into action this year. Playing a lot of innings. She's played a lot this year for the Lady Bulldogs. Coach Donald Hart, his inaugural season here with the Lady Bulldogs. He mans the third base coaching box. Mike Passage over at first base. Sometimes they call him Boss Poss, and that climbs the ladder again, does Crab, and that's strike 3. So 3 up, 3 down, all via the strikeout for Mountain Home. So we're at bottom of 1. 0-0 is our score. We'll go to the top of the second inning. Greenwood 3 up, 3 down, all 3 via the K. And it's, again, you just take some time to figure out what the pitcher's doing, try to get your timing.
Yeah, they want to see. They want to talk to each other. This is what I'm seeing. Both pitchers are trying to see how wide the plate's going to be. You notice there were several outside pitches that were called for balls, so they're getting the feel of what the umpire's giving them.
We want to thank our friends that are tuned in up at Mountain Home. They found out we were doing the live stream, so if they're listening,
hello,
welcome aboard, and we'll try to be as unbiased as we possibly can.
But if it's close, I promise you it'll be biased.
We know who our Lady Bulldogs are, and we'll do our best to try to paint the picture the best that it possibly can be.
But we're glad you're tuned in. That's a long drive. 4:30 game time is tough. You almost have to give up your whole day.
Yeah, on a Tuesday for sure.
Yep.
It's difficult to make that time, but here we go. We started off the top of the first with pitcher versus pitcher.
Yep, Emma Crabb.
And here we are. Emma Crabb is going to lead off against Tori Howard. Swinging at the first pitch, that's strike 1. So Tori's picking up right where she left off. Both of them are just pounding the zone, just making the batters swing the bat. That's what you want. Day like this, the wind blowing like it is, you'd favor a left-handed batter. She gets that ball lifted. The wind could carry that to right.
Yeah. Right field's going to have to work. That ball's going to tail.
That ball's outside, and you may see a steady diet of balls outside or pitches to the outside, trying to force them to go the opposite way because they know they get in the wheelhouse. It could be bad news.
And that's it. Yep, right to first, right to the glove.
Paige Pugh said, look here. So that's scored an F1.
Yep. But it was a line drive.
It smoked off the bat, and Paige was in the right place at the right time.
She was prepared.
And it's a good thing she's a left-handed.
Yes, exactly.
Because that ball was on the glove side, and she was able to just stick it out there and stab that.
That would have been tough for a righty.
So Crabb is retired, and that brings up Lakin Anderson, the third baseman. She looks at the first pitch. It's over but low for ball one. Again, beautiful weather here. Thank you for joining us on Greenwood Sports Center. I want to thank Sean Holland for making sure baseball and softball get on the air today and trying to showcase these people or these kids and letting people back home and Mountain Home view that. Haley McAdams.
Yep. Made it look easy.
Takes a precarious route. She's able to make the catch. That's F9.
I think you saw right there that he got up in the wind, and the wind started making it. It really pushed it there at the last little bit.
Well, I talked to Haley before the game, and she said she was going to gun some people out from right field. She said, "You see my cannon?" I said, "I've seen it from the pitcher's mound to first base, and you smoke it over there. You got to look alive."
Oh, yeah. Mallory Drury coming up. Second baseman.
First pitch is fouled off. There's strike one. Want to thank Mr. Bruce Lynham, our center field camera operator out there, called out of retirement, jumped into action out there, and he's manning the camera for us out there. Joey Buffkin out there in center for baseball.
Another strike.
Torrey just blows it right past Drury there for strike two. So it's obviously a pitcher's game so far early. Offenses have yet to get going. We have seen no traffic on the base paths. And I say that ball is going to go out of play over the third or first base dugout. Paige Pugh went over and gave it a look. She tried to run right through that netting that's in front of the dugout.
She was going to make a try.
She was going to go through the dugout if she had to, try to make that catch, but it was out of play. So no harm done. Torrey swinging a miss, but the ball gets past Coward as the ball was in the dirt. And the runner advances to first base. So that's a strikeout. But reaches on the ball in the dirt. And that's, if you're the batter, that's what you want to do. Swing at it and see what happens. So it's officially scored a K. But she advances to first on the pass ball.
So this will be the 4K inning because of the pass ball.
Like that hit Riley maybe right on the throwing hand.
They have. They're going to look at it, looks like.
She's going to go get some attention over in the dugout, and I think Kelby was here. Coach Hart's digging into the bag, so Coach Paz. No, that is Kelby. Kelby's down there going to give her some medical attention.
Hopefully it's just a Band-Aid is all we need.
Yeah, and that'd be great.
Not a we don't want the kind that you got to have an X-ray.
Yeah, we don't need that, especially for Riley in her senior year. But talk about this Mountain Home team coming in 10-8. They're 4-4 in conference play. Greenwood is 5-3. So as you look at what they've done, it's kind of unique. They're 5-2 away from home. They're
interesting.
4-6 at home.
4-6 at home.
But they've beaten who they should have beaten. They swept Russellville, which Greenwood split with Russellville. They swept Siloam and scored a lot of runs against Siloam. 16-1, 26 in the other game.
Where Siloam's 0-8. So
right. Siloam is
they're struggling.
They're struggling a little bit, but they were swept by Harrison. Greenwood was able to sweep Harrison, and they were swept by Van Buren.
So Harrison's only losses are to Greenwood then. So.
Right. And there's a big matchup between them and Van Buren tonight.
So has Greenwood been – have we played Van Buren yet?
We played Van Buren, lost once 3-0, and then lost in 8 innings. A walk-off homer beat us in 8 innings over there. Riley Coward's gotten her medical attention. She's back. Coriel snags that. And we had our first base runner, but that ends the top of the second.
Still
and
0-0.
We'll go to the bottom of the second. Let me go back. So we had, that was a 6-3 put out.
Yep.
So we saw an extra batter there. And we'll go to the bottom of the second. Greenwood, their first 3 batters were all via the K. So appreciate you joining us here on Greenwood Sports Center. Stuart Leonard and Dustin Smith bringing you commentary, bringing you some information as things go. And back into the circle for Mountain Home is Emma Crabb, All she did was strike all 3 batters out in the top half of the first, or bottom half of the first, I'm sorry. So we'll see if she continues that streak or if Greenwood's able to get some bat on it and turn it around and see how these defenders play.
Yeah, they've all had a chance now to at least see her pitches from the dugout. To me, it's always interesting that second time around is if the pitcher's got enough.
Yeah, what
movement.
adjustments they can make. And
Yeah, or if they've got if the movement is that good, they just can't get their eye on that. Some of that movement is just amazing, especially in the softballs.
Well, the discussions, you talk about it. The discussions that the players that have already batted go in and say, okay, this is what we see.
Right. She's
either got the rise ball or you can see this spin. But again, it's from the left side, so it's unique to try to get used to that and what that really looks like.
Well, they can't see it until it comes around that hip. So.
And here's senior Riley Cowart. We'll see if that hand's bothering her. She looks at the first pitch. It's over but high for ball 1. So Riley Cowart doesn't look like there's ill effects.
Doesn't look like it.
She's the cleanup hitter. She's looking here at the second pitch from Crabb. That ball's outside for ball 2.
Crabb was looking for some information between pitches there from the umpire. I don't know that she got what she wanted to hear.
But you look at where their shortstop's playing her to pull.
Yep.
I mean, there's a big gap, obviously, left center and right up the middle. Cowart swings through that pitch. 2 balls and a strike.
And Riley's selling that pull. She's got that left foot back. Hips are open, so she's ready to go down that left field side.
Foul ball there. So we got a 2-2 count.
Down the right field side. Just a little bit behind.
Yep. She lives to play again.
So I guess pitches are coming from the dugout, and then they look at their wristband. That's a full
That
count.
ball's outside, so we got our first full count of the game. And Crabb faced 3 batters in the first inning, sit them all down via K.
She's thrown more pitches to Riley than she did in the whole first inning.
That ball's upstairs. Good eye from Riley Cowart. She takes the walk.
Yep.
So the base on ball's there. And Greenwood's first
Got a base runner.
runner to reach base is the senior Riley Cowart. He's got a runner on first. This brings Bree Taylor to the plate. Bree's playing third base.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a courtesy runner at first. That's number 12. And I believe that's Emmy Burton. That is Emmy Burton.
Emmy
She's the courtesy runner. And Bree Taylor, the junior third baseman, will step into the box. Crabb, first time she's seen anybody on base, and Bree's up there swinging first pitch. Fouls that off straight into the backstop. I'll say this, if Tim Terry were here, he would have flinched on that. Any ball comes straight back at him.
Back. I got too many nets between me
he
and
flinches. Yeah, I feel good. He does not trust the netting. Emmy Burton takes off, and the throw is perfect.
Perfect throw.
And Burton is thrown out at second. So the first out, the ball was thrown perfectly, and Tag was right there just waiting on Emmy to get there. So the first out, Bree Taylor with 0-2 count now at the dish. She asked for time.
Playing aggressive, though. That's good. I like to see
Yeah,
that.
you want to put the pressure on, see what happens, see what that catcher's got. And I watched him between innings. She threw down to third. She didn't throw down to second base. So after the pitcher got her warm-ups in, she threw it down to third.
Well, you want to make them. I mean, she got to make a perfect throw. So high school ball, that doesn't happen 10 out of 10 times. You want to see them make. You want to force them to be perfect.
Right. Put the pressure on the defense, and hats off to the catcher there. That's
Abby Green is the catcher. Is our Mountain Home catcher. That was a K.
Yeah, that's a strikeout for Bree Taylor. She went down. That's the 4th and 5 batters that Crabb has K'd. And that brings to the plate Haley McAdams, the right fielder. She swings at the first pitch and fouls it off out of play. And they're requesting more softballs. And they've deposited some
They haven't all made it back
in
yet.
the parking lot, and they're trying to track them all down, I guess. So
Yeah,
Haley
I
McAdams.
Watched a lot of baseball over the weekend, and that was the common denominator was offense making defense earn it.
Strike two. And Crab just continues to pound the zone. If you're Greenwood,
yeah.
you better come up to the plate ready to swing, because they are filling the zone early.
She's throwing strikes, so
Reaches for that one. It'll get out of play.
it should.
So she lives for another pitch. Does Haley McAdams. I talked to Haley a little bit before the game. We talked about how she throws, but she's her bat's been really impressive to me this year. She's had a triple. She's ran the bases well. She is done yeoman's work with the bat this year, and been impressed with how she's played both in the circle, in the field, and at the plate. So here it is, 1-2 count. Swings through that one, and that's strike three. So aside from the throw out at second base, it's all been K's.
Yep.
That's been the outs. So this was a 1-6. Caught stealing.
The Mountain Home pitcher has definitely come prepared tonight. I mean, she is. It seems like she's on her game. I mean, she's not missing that plate very much at all. So
and it's just a matter of which offense is going to get going. So far, neither one of them has really threatened anything. We had a runner on first for both teams.
I think you'll see that. If Mountain Home gets somebody on base, they're probably steal. They're gonna work, make us work.
And Tori's going to try to limit who gets on base for sure. Try to check on that baseball score, because it looked like Greenwood plated some runs in the first inning.
Some movement over the fence.
Right. We can see through some of those trees. See if we
meeting
can...
in the circle before as the defense gets ready for Greenwood. And let's see here. This is we're at the bottom of their lineup.
This will be Brooklyn Arms. Let me see if Greenwood baseball. I'll see what that score is over there. First pitch is a ball, low and outside. Greenwood's up 4-0 over there, bottom of the second. 0-0 our score here. Top of the third, Tori Howard in the circle for the Lady Bulldogs. The junior swings the right arm through, and it's low and inside for ball two. I got clarification from Tori. That's what she calls a messy bun. That her hair is in a messy bun. We had some discussion about that last year. And I'll call it whatever she wants me to call it. She keeps pumping in strikes. And
she's got to deal with that face mask strap. So I'm sure that's a challenge for the correct hairdo.
That ball's lifted towards left. Daisy Parker coming in, and she's going to make the play.
Got it.
Good job from the freshman. Good break on the ball. And that ball was peppered into left. I say peppered. It was kind of in no man's land.
It was out there where you wonder if we're playing in right now. I mean, we're not going to get beat on a short hit.
And that brings to the plate Carly Drury, the right fielder. She'll bat from the left side. Ireland Cooper comes in almost side by side with Tori Howard.
Coach Hart knows something we don't, because this. So I guess she's a slap hitter.
And you think about this defensive alignment. I mean, you almost give Ireland a chance to fill this instead of Tori.
I don't think you want Tori. You don't want the pitcher fielding at all, do you?
It's a field. It depends on where it's at, obviously, but you're going to charge there. Paige Pugh is back at first. The other three infielders are in. And Ireland, she is almost side by side with Tori there. Try to give you an angle of that so you can see where she's standing.
She's probably at the threshold of the rules.
Now Ireland backs up just as soon as we say that, because the bunt is taken away here. That ball is up for ball one. So Tori's just seeing if she'd chase. Just bait the hook and see if they'll nibble on it. And Drury was disciplined there and didn't offer at the ball up out of the zone. That ball's fouled out of play over our heads. So Drury just keeps battling. And as the batter, that's what you want to do. Just keep fighting them off, try to get a pitch that you want.
Yeah.
And if it's close, battle to see what happens.
It looks like if she could get a ball to slap, she would. Still, I mean, she's... Yep.
That ball right back to Tori. She's able to field and fires over to first quickly for the out. So 2 outs there. Good job by Tori, just saying, I got this.
And that's what you want. That's about the only way you want Tori to field that is if it's right back at her.
Right. She doesn't have to worry about a whole lot. She just fields it, turns, and fires. Trust Paige is going to be there, and the senior was, so no harm done. Now we're back to the top of the lineup. Olivia Crabb. She flew out to the pitcher. Her last at bat, this is a hard ground ball to Ireland Cooper. And she goes over to first base. 4-3 on that put out. So we'll head to the bottom of the third. 0-0 our score. So really not a whole lot of traffic. We've had one base runner for each team on base. And the pitchers have settled in. They're doing their thing. And
I think they're where they're comfortable.
Yeah, they're just saying, all right, we're just going to keep throwing zeros up here and see what offense can scratch across a run or two. And that may be the difference. She may be able to just score 1 run and see if that holds up the way these 2 pitchers are pitching.
It may be one of those games of who commits the error first.
Right. Up for the Lady Bulldogs in the bottom of the third, Paige Pugh, Natalie Horn, and Charlie Taylor, 7-8-9. I told her I'd tell her how she was batting by what I called her.
Who's that?
Charlize.
Oh, Charlize.
Charlize. Chuck. There's all kinds of nicknames for her. Big day for her tomorrow. She's signing with Carl Albert. She's going to be signing in the arena tomorrow morning.
She was on some travel basketball that I worked with way back in the day, when they were in 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. I mean, she's just an all-around athlete. Always gives 100%.
Really great kid.
And fun to be around. I mean, and
you've got one this age.
Yeah, the golfer.
Yeah, the golfer. I coached her to a 3rd place finish up there, and it was Mountain Home.
Yeah, it was Mountain Home. Nice long drive. Spent the night. Got up the next morning and played golf.
Oh, that hit.
Looks like
hit Paige. She'll take her first.
She'll take it. She's not going to argue.
So she gets HBP'd, and she'll get on first base. So, again, starting action, and here's Natalie Horn. Natalie last night was 3 for 3 from the plate. Made a little change in her stance, adjusted to not step. She just spreads herself out and just moves her hand through the zone. She looks at that one for ball 1. Paige Pugh standing over at first base. The senior always gives me an anatomy lesson. Whatever she's learned in class, she's telling me whenever she sees me. And so she said they were dissecting a cat.
It's a cat, yep.
That ball is fouled right above us.
I've been seeing pictures every time the
May came through. I don't know how sturdy this roof is, Stuart.
Yeah, it's been tested by
many a softball.
Y'all got a big hailstorm a few weeks ago, didn't you?
Yeah, we've had some. And these softballs have peppered this press box, I'm sure enough. So we got 1 ball, 1 strike, the count here on Natalie Horn. She bunts that one right back up, and Paige is going to get back in time.
Paige was paying attention. That was good.
So 1 out there as Natalie Horn pops out to the pitcher.
Yep. First out.
And Charlie Taylor, the aforementioned senior, will step into the plate. And Charlize watches the first pitch, and it's over for a called strike 1.
And Charlie's one of those that can swing for the fence. I'm sure Coach Hart doesn't have a problem turning her loose.
She's been out with battled a concussion and the lingering effects of that. So last night was her first game action back in a couple weeks, and this is her first conference game she's
in a while
played in a couple weeks for sure. She looks at that one outside for ball 2. And that's what you worry when you come back from injury, just what your timing is at the plate. And we've talked about Charlie. She could muscle a ball out of here really easily. Swings at that ball in the outside corner for strike 2. So this is where you don't want to press. Just stay within you.
Yep.
Find a way to put the bat on the ball. And Mountain Home is set up defensively for her to pull. She looks at that one for strike 3.
That was not the pitch she was wanting.
No, she was not expecting that. So that's 2 outs as Charlie.
Back to the top with Miss Tori.
So we've been through the lineup one time. Everybody's seen Crab and seen what she's got in the circle. The lefty swings the arm through, and that's strike on the outside corner.
Tori will remember that when she gets back up to pitch next inning. That outside corner was a strike. Second pitch coming, and it's a little high for a ball. Yeah, these pitchers remember if there's a ball, they get called for a strike on the outside or inside corners. They want that same pitch when it's their turn. Swing on the outside pitch. Tori saw something there she liked and just didn't make contact. Getting some coaching from Coach Hart from third base.
They've been not a problem at all.
High. That's going to move the runner. So that moves Paige down to second base.
Okay.
Paige got on by hit by a pitch. Miss Tori's now 2-2, looking to move her to third with a base hit.
Awesome.
Good cut, foul ball.
Awesome.
Paige will make her way back to second base. Going through the lineup for the second time now, so I would think we would start seeing some of these Greenwood hitters finding the pitch they want. Full count now.
Paige Pugh advanced. So she's at second base, and anything that finds outfield grass, Paige is liable to score on.
Everybody's playing straight up in the defense.
And that ball's lifted.
It's lifted up
It's
center.
high, and we'll see what the wind does to this. Shortstop makes a play. And no problem. F6 there. And Greenwood's retired in the bottom of the third. No runs, no hits, a runner left on base. We'll go to the top of the fourth. 0-0 our score here from Lady Bulldog Diamond on the campus of Greenwood High School.
Yeah, we don't have a name for this facility here over here yet, do we? And
Tim has pushed for the baseball field to be named 9 Pines, now 8 Pines, because we lost a pine.
we lost a pine. We don't have a name for baseball either, do we?
We don't.
So it's 9 Pine or 8 Pine.
That's what Tim calls it.
Facility.
I haven't.
You haven't endorsed it yet.
No, I haven't gotten behind that. There's also people that would call it Cephas Peters Field.
Baseball, I can see that. I can see that going for baseball.
But it's the Bulldog Diamond, and right now they were up at last report 4-0, top of the third inning over there. And here we have yet to dent the scoreboard. Not a whole lot of traffic. We've had a couple of runners on, but
it's a pitcher's game right now.
And we are batters 2, 3, 4 in the lineup. Katie Camp, Kylie Horn, and Emma Crabb, the 3 scheduled to bat for Mountain Home. Still 4-0 over there at the baseball field.
Can't put it in play last time, so we'll see if she can hold to that. Oh, dropped a little bunt down.
Yeah, Cower, that's perfectly placed, and she's able to leg that out. The ball was just sitting right
perfect.
outside the left-handed batter's box. So she reaches on a bunt single. And this is the top of the fourth, isn't it?
Top of the fourth. Yes,
so
it
she
is.
reached on the bunt single. And again, we talk about it, just put pressure on the defense.
Horn up to bat now.
Horn's last at bat. She grounded out to the shortstop. That one just barely cleared the backstop for strike 1. So you see if there's a bunt attempt here, trying to just advance the runner, get her in scoring position. See if you can, again, put pressure on the defense.
I know in baseball you call that small ball, but I think in softball that is just
just
softball.
ball.
That
Yeah,
is the
just
way
play ball.
softball was played. I mean, you slap hit, slap bunt.
Squares the bunt again, bunts through that one for strike 2.
Greenwood's defense charging hard on every pitch.
Ireland Cooper snuck behind the runner there at first. That's Camp. In case they tried to throw behind her and try to pick her off. She gets off the base a little bit too far, but she's able to scurry back. 0-2 count. That ball is up and out of the strike zone for ball 1. 1-2 our count. Tori Howard in the circle for the Lady Bulldogs, and the leadoff runner and Katie Camp on first base. Reaching on a perfectly placed bunt right outside.
Oh, he couldn't have been more not foul.
She struck through that, or swung through that one for strike 3.
Okay.
So Tori Howard says, I'm not going to let that bother me. Strike out there, I'm sorry.
Yep. Yeah, sometimes the opposing team just does it right, and that bunt was the perfect bunt.
Yeah, and here's another left-handed batter. We saw Camp. She batted from the left side, perfectly placed bunt, and now Crab
swing.
batted. That hit her.
Glove.
That hit her, but it's not a batted ball, so she's able to advance to second base.
Yeah, so it went off Pugh's glove.
Yeah, it went off Pugh's glove, and that should be right.
Yep, everything should be good.
Yeah, so that's just a single.
Just an unfortunate turn of events. Didn't stick in Pugh's glove. I mean, it hit it right in the webbing and came right out.
So runners on first and second here for Mountain Home. They're just getting clarification. No, they had a courtesy runner. Looks like number 3 runner for Mountain Home. That is Jayla Yonkers, a freshman. Runners at first and second, so real damage here, a real damage opportunity
there.
for Mountain Home. Howard swings the right arm, and it's inside corner for strike 1. This is Lakin Anderson. Anderson flew out to right fielder Haley McAdams in the second inning. Howard looks at the wristband, gets the call, and fires the ball up for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Runners at first and second for Mountain Home, threatening here in the top of the 4th.
Just want a good throw and catch here. Nothing to the backstop. No pass balls. Nothing in the dirt. Keep everybody on the bag.
That ball batted, but it goes foul. Mountain Home coach scoots to his right, makes the play.
That's Coach Hendricks. I'm not sure how long he's been up there.
So 1 ball, 2 strikes here. Howard swings the right arm through, and it's up for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 1 out. Mountain Home's half of the 4th inning. Howard releases that pitch. It's flared right back to her. Oh, she could have gone to third. She almost left the bag too early. And that will advance the runner, so that's a 1-3.
Tori had it in her head she was going to first, I think. She may have been a little bit of a bobble there, so she
on the runners were in kind of no man's land because that ball was popped up.
Yep.
So what they did was advance runners to second and third, but Greenwood was able to get an out. So we'll see what happens here. Runners on second and third, and Howard delivers a pitch, strike 1. This is Mallory Drury. The second baseman struck out her first at bat. Tori Howard, the junior right-hander, trying to just take care of business herself here. She's had a strikeout, a ball hit right back to her.
She's been busy this inning as a defensive.
And that ball is hit right to Bree Taylor. The third baseman gobbles it up, throws it over across the diamond, and that's 5-3 on that put out, and that'll end the threat. So we'll go to the bottom of the 4th. Mountain Home threatens, not able to score a run, had runners on second and third, and Greenwood will come to the plate.
Greenwood defense did a good job of working out of that. That could have been a 2-run inning, and that was that with 2 runners on, 1 out.
Right. And then they ended up getting in second and third, and generally like take those chances if you're the offense that something's going to happen. But Bree Taylor squelched that real quick as the ball was hit to her left. She scooted over, gobbled it up, and threw it across to Paige Pugh for the out. And Greenwood really dodged a bullet there because Paige threw the ball a little high over there trying to get the runner going to third, trying to double her off, but it went off the cage and right back into the field of play. So Mountain Home was not able to advance their runners past third.
Yeah. And Corgill had done a good job. She was there where she was supposed to be in case that happened.
Right.
They got a good bounce off the fence, I think, a little bit too.
And sometimes you got to depend on luck. Sometimes things got to go your way, and they did that time for the Lady Bulldogs. And Mountain Home threatens, but is unable to score there in the top of the fourth. So Greenwood will bring Ireland Cooper, Daisy Parker, and Riley Cowart to the plate in their half of the fourth inning.
Now batting number 1, Ireland Cooper.
Emma Crabb still came back for the bottom of the fourth.
Ireland, they're going to say she didn't bunt at that?
Yeah,
I think.
So. I guess they said she pulled it back.
There was not an argument from the Mountain Home people, so I guess it was a ball. That one's up and out of the zone for ball 2. There was no question there.
Yep.
She didn't offer it that. 2 balls and no strikes for the senior second baseman. Basewoman.
Base person? And
she bunts that towards third, and this is where her speed's going to come in handy, and she's able to leg that out.
Yep. She knew.
I think
she was
even
safe.
if the throw's there, she's safe. So she has a bunt single. And for Greenwood, you've got speed on the base pass for Daisy Parker, the freshman left fielder. My guess is that Ireland's not going to be there at first base for very long.
Nope.
That ball is bunted high, and they'll tell you if the ball's high, your bat's got to go with it. You can't go underneath that.
You got to bat eye level.
And if you're going to try to run, if you're Ireland Cooper and you're trying to run, they're trying to advance her over to second base, you'll make sure that ball gets down on the ground.
You got to bunt with your knees.
She swings through that pitch for strike 2. So Daisy got the swing away sign, and she was trying to do a little bit more than just advance her to second. Swings through that for strike 3. So Crabb handles the threat so far. She's had that all night. Whenever there's been a base runner on, she just kind of locked in and made some changes. And Greenwood's not able to take advantage of that. So this brings Riley Cowart, the catcher.
Strike.
She gets strike 1 on her first pitch here in her second at bat.
Ireland's just itching to run over there. You can just.
And Riley, all she saw in her last at bat, well, I guess she saw a couple strikes, but she walked in her last at bat. There's strike 2. So the senior will dig back in. You said Crabb's a senior. So it's senior versus senior here, circling at the plate. That ball's way outside for ball 1. She was just trying to see if Riley would.
Wild pitch to first. Trying for a pickoff. That was
and Ireland's
strange.
looking to go to third.
Oh, this is going to be. Just get back to second.
Oh.
And she's out.
Yeah, she was.
Yep.
She
She
thought
tried.
she had a little more time to get there.
She stole second on that crazy pitch to first base.
Yeah,
I'm not
I guess what they're
sure.
saying is the ball was gone.
It was dead.
It was
maybe?
out of play.
One of those that's in our. Umpire had called it dead, I guess, once it went over there into the Greenwood dugout.
And their coach has gone out to get some clarification. A couple fans for vocalizing their displeasure.
But if he did call it, but if he called it a dead ball, it was a dead ball then, whether anybody heard it.
And he's going to get a discussion with the home plate blue. They're going to discuss what that is. And Ireland had business on her mind. She was trying to get to third base.
Yeah. What's really strange is the Mountain Home pitcher. I mean, the first baseman for Mountain Home was not ready to receive that pitch on that pickoff.
Yeah, she tried to throw behind her.
It was just. turn of events for Mountain Home on first base that may or may not come out to be their favor.
And if they say that ball went out of play and he called it dead, then she's awarded second base no matter what happens. But she was trying to go to third, and I didn't watch to see what the field umpire said.
So that's what it looks like. It looks like it's going to be a dead ball. So she got second.
So
or it was a dead ball after the attempt. And so that steal to third was just a dead ball move. Mountain Home coach didn't get too enthusiastic.
Yeah. I think they got some clarification. They're trying to get people behind
our screen. Looks like some clarification trying to be given.
I think he threw him out.
May have.
Thought I was going to be thrust into action there.
Looks like if he left, he left without too much of a fight. Buck, we're back to play,
so
though.
We had one less spectator. Strike one.
And so back to 2 outs with 2 Ks.
I'm upstairs.
Bree Taylor's coming up to bat now. And she had a strikeout the last time up the plate. See if she can put it in the play this time. 1 strike. Ireland is being aggressive. She's got second and shortstop paying attention to her as she moves around on second base. 2 outs. Second strike for Bree. Greenwood's third baseman. She's looking to, if she can get a base hit, I got a pretty good feeling that Ireland will make it to home. High ball. And McCrabb's trying to get her to chase some junk with an 0-2 count. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs for Mountain Home. Greenwood's trying to score. We've got a fast runner on second. Foul ball. Yep. Two and 2 for Bree Taylor. Here comes the pitch from Emma Crabb. Right down the middle and fouled off by Bree. She's hanging tough. She is hanging in there. We've got 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's our pitch. Just fouled it off again. She's protecting the plate. She's trying to just go with the pitch. Senior on the mound for Mountain Home, so she's got some good history, knows what she's doing. Another outside, trying to get her to chase. And so now we're at a full count. 2 outs. Ireland will be going. Just need to get this ball out into the grass. Base hit. We'll score a run. Fouled off again. Bree is making Emma Crabb work. We're at 8 pitches now for Emma, as she's trying to sneak one past Bree for the 3rd out. Ireland is out there. She is ready to go at the sound of the ball on the bat. Up high, and she swung right underneath it. That's 3 Ks for Emma Crabb here in the bottom of the 4th. Headed into the top of the 5th, and we'll see what can happen. Mountain Home had runners on, ended up leaving 2 in the last inning. So they were challenging Greenwood on trying to get some runners across home plate. A little bit of fan action in the bottom of the 4th while ago that umpires handled well from up here and took care of things quickly. We are top of the 5th. Dylan Harper, our first baseman for Mountain Home, will be the young lady coming up to hit. And Miss Tori Howard is still our pitcher for Greenwood. The sky is still blue as can be. Wind is still whipping around. Can't decide. It's blowing left to right now. So anything high in the sky, outfielders have got to deal with. Strong swing. It's foul. Dylan Harper put a big swing on that. Just got under it, put it out in the foul territory. 0-1. Big swing. 2 strikes. Tori is doing a good job of putting that ball into places where these batters have got to swing. She's throwing strikes. She's going to let her defense do the work for her if these batters get a ball on it. Big swing outside. Dylan came up to the plate. She was going to hit that ball. You could just, by her swings, she was determined. Brooklyn Arms, shortstop for Mountain Home, coming up to bat, number 7. She flew out to left field last time. Big swing with a foul. Tori getting her signal. She'll look at her wristband here in a second to see which pitch Coach Hart wants her to throw and get settled in on the rubber. That ball was inside and close. Brooklyn just turned her shoulder away from it. She wants to hit as she digs in, gets ready for the 3rd pitch here. Another strike. Tori's been consistent. She seems to have found the corners. A little bit of a waste pitch there to see if she'd chase after it. 2-2. Just inside. We got ourselves a full count now. Full count for Brooklyn Arms, the Mountain Home shortstop. We'll see what Bree can do. Is she going to throw one down the middle or try to get the corner? Big hit down left field. Foul ball called by the home plate umpire. And that was close. That was close to the line, but a foul ball. She turned on that. A little bit of an inside pitch, and she went with it. Got a fast bat there, Miss Brooklyn Arms does. Bree Taylor is on her toes. Another pulled. Almost got the on deck. May have gotten the on deck batter for Mountain Home. She was kind of had her head down, wasn't paying attention. Got to have your head on a swivel if you're in the on deck circle. That ball could come anytime. Brooklyn really got ahead on that. That Tori just threw a little bit of an off-speed pitch. Fly ball. No, that's foul. That's foul. making her work. Tori's thrown 8 pitches here to Brooklyn. Brooklyn's doing a really good job as a batter fighting off these pitches. Just can't quite seem to get her barrel of her bat solid on that ball. Swing to left field, and it's foul. She has got quick hands, and she's getting through the zone faster than fast. Bree keeps throwing her just a little bit of an off speed. Keep her guessing. She may go for an outside corner pitch. Another foul ball. Yeah, that one was just right down the middle. Brooklyn's got her timing just a little off, not waiting. She's getting her bat way out ahead of this pitch and making contact, but foul. Number 10 pitch here. Foul tip right into the glove, and that is a K. 2 outs for Greenwood and 2 strikeouts in a row for Tori Howard. Next batter, number 5, little lefty, Carly Drury, right fielder. She digs in and waits for the pitch. Tori's getting her pitch from the Coach Hart. Looks at the wristband. And here we go. Little short swing, almost like a check swing. But it went foul for Carly. Last up, she hit a little grounder back to Tori. Tori made a quick little second ball. Natalie's ready. Outside corner. Ball 3. Natalie's hanging in there. 3-1, 2 outs. Need a base runner. Get the 5th inning rally going. Good hit to left center field. Center fielder moves under. That ball moved a little bit right there at the end, but that's a 3rd out to the center field. And that is the end of the 5th inning. Still a tie game at 0-0. It's a pitcher's duel today. Greenwood and Mountain Home came ready as far as the pitchers go. They are throwing strikes. They've got movement, giving the batters all kinds of fits on trying to find a ball that they can put the bat on and try to get those singles. With the team that can get a batter, get a runner, and start hitting some just base hits will be the team to victory. We are at the top of the 6th now. 2 innings of play. Tori Howard's back out in the circle and up to bat. Looks like we're back at the top. We are at the top of the lineup here. Olivia Crabb, number 9 for Mountain Home. She is their left fielder. She hit a sharp one to shortstop or to second base last time up. Oh. Hit back up the center. Diving play by Ireland Cooper, but she was not able to get a glove on it. And so we are at the top of the 6th inning. Base hit. For Olivia Crabb. Little bunt foul by Katie Camp. Trying to move their leadoff batter over to second. 1 strike now. as Katie Camp comes back, gets ready to get into the box. Tori's still throwing strikes, giving them something to work with. Ireland just missed that last hit ball as she dove out. Another bunt right up to the middle. Good play by the Greenwood defense as Paige Pugh came in, fielded that ball. Ireland came in behind her, covered first base. Mountain Home was able to move their runner over to second base, but we've got an out there. Katie Camp, fielder's choice. And Kylie Horn, designated player, is up to bat with one out. Mountain Home, we'll see if they're going to play aggressive, trying to get this runner over to third base. Tori's got her signal for the pitch. Little rise ball. Couldn't get Kylie to chase that one. 1-1. As Kylie Horn digs in, waiting for the pitch. Swing on the inside, right on her hands, and she couldn't do anything with that. Fouls it off into the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. So Bree is in command. It's a pitcher's count. I'm sure she'll try to see if she can get her to chase something on the outside or inside. That was right in on the hands of Kylie, the last pitch. Just on the outside, yeah. She tried to throw something up there to get her to chase. And that's a good pitch. I mean, you think the hitter might be trying to go the other way, put it over into right field, and it just, you can't reach it. 2-2. Swing and a miss. 2 outs now with a K. Let's see if Tori can work out of this after Greenwood let a base runner get on. With the fielder's choice, here's the pitch. Swing out to right field, and it's in the glove of Haley McAdams for the 3rd out. She didn't have to move very much. Ball tailed to her left just slightly for a fly out to right field. She did a fantastic job of dealing with that wind as it spun out to her left to the foul line. That's it for the top of the 6th. Still 0-0. Due up next inning for Mountain Home will be Lake and Anderson, unless there's a substitution made. Bottom of the 6th shows us where we've got Charlie Taylor, designated player, is due up unless there's a change in the order. Looks like Charlie up. She is standing there in the on-deck circle as Mountain Home throws the ball around the infield, getting ready for the bottom of the 6th inning. This will be Charlie's 2nd time to bat. She had a 2-2 strikeout the last inning she was up. And I know she wants to do better than that. She's a senior, 1 of 4 this year on Greenwood's team. And she's looking to get in the stat book. A little high for Charlie. Second pitch coming from Emma Crabb. Good cut by Charlie. Just a little off on that swing as her timing is a little behind. Dustin said the last time she was up, she's been suffering from a concussion. Just first game back in a couple of weeks. So there's a little push bunt down right side as it goes foul. So Charlie is wanting to get back in the scorebook with some positive at bats. Emma Crab still pitching good for Mountain Home. Still got our girls guessing a little bit here in the bottom of the sixth. Big swing by Charlie. And that is a strikeout. 1 out. Back to the top of the order, Miss Tori Howard, our pitcher. 1 out for the inning. She's got that open stance, hips are open. She wants to pull it down the third base line. She gets the pitch that she wants. That's a ball. Signs are in. Here comes the pitch. Rise ball. Gets up and away from her for ball number 2. That rise ball is something to be in the box and see that coming and just keeps going up, and up. Here's our pitch. Big swing by Tori. Just a little off. I think Ema may changed her speed just a little bit on that pitch coming in at Tori. Swing and a miss. Ball on the outside corner. She was reaching for it. She saw something and it just kept tailing on her. But she had committed to that swing already. 2-2. Swing and a miss for second out. Tori was not happy with that plate appearance as she walked away.
Now batting number 1, Ireland Cooper.
Ireland Cooper, our second baseman. She's been on. Good little hit to the shortstop. She comes up for a 6-3 out. Brooklyn Arms over to Dylan Harper for the third out. You wanted to see hand getting through the strike zone, see that bat come through, and just went right to shortstop. One of the more solid hits of the night. We going into the top of the 7th now for Mountain Home. Yep, top of the 7th. Daisy Parker will be up to bat for Greenwood at the bottom of the 7th. Coming up now for Mountain Home, Lakin Anderson, number 24. She's ready to go as soon as Greenwood's done with their meeting in the circle. Lakin's had a fly out to right field and a grounder back into Tori, right to the pitcher, her last at bat, and then thrown out at first base. Tori's ready, right on the inside, right on Lakin's hands for a foul. Strike 1. Tori's really attacking them on that inside of the plate on these right-handed pitchers, or batters. Excuse me there. A little low. Had to be low because it was right over the right outside corner. 1-1 for Lakin Anderson. Tori Howard gets ready to bring it just over the shortstop out into left field for a little base hit. Greenwood holds her for a single just over shortstop. Morgan Cargill just had to look up and see it go over. Nothing she could do about it. Lakin had been putting the bat on the ball the last two times at bat. So this third time, she knew what she was looking for. Tori threw it. Little bunt up the middle. They'll go to first for the out for a 5-3 put out. That moves the runner over to the second base. But one out. Lakin Anderson standing on second base. Now up to bat is Dylan Harper for Mountain Home, number 16. She's had a fly out and a strikeout. And that's a ball. One out with the runner on second for Mountain Home. They're trying to get somebody across home plate for a score. Inside pitch again, but it's foul. 1-1 for Dylan Harper. Mountain Home's trying to make some noise. Lakin Anderson hit just a little line drive over shortstop. Morgan just beyond her to reach up and grab it. Not possible. Hit out to right field. Haley McAdams makes the catch. She's throwing all the way into third base. Good job by Bree Taylor in stopping that throw for the second out of the inning. So fly out to right field by Dylan Harper for the second out. But that did move Lakin Anderson over to third base. So Mountain Home's knocking on the door. Brooklyn Arms up to bat now. She was swinging hard the last time up. She's had a fly to left field and a strikeout. Oh, that looked like a... Of course, I'm 12 feet up in the air, and that looked like a strike from up here, but I'm sure Blue would disagree. Tori trying to get her to chase some junk on that outside edge for a second called ball. 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Mountain Home's threatening, got a runner on third. Another ball on the inside. Whew. I don't know how you stand there as a batter and not swing at that. 3-0. Foul ball. I correct my scoring. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So I adjust the scoring book. Here's the pitch. Fouled off to the right, out of play. Brooklyn Arms is hanging tough, protecting the plate best she can. Tori's trying to sneak something in again. She's been coming in on the inside against Brooklyn with some success. We'll see if she goes back there again. 2-2 with 2 outs. Runner on third. Swing out to left field. Daisy Parker with the catch and the third out. Made it look easy. That's the third out. Fly to left field. And now it puts us into the bottom of the 7th inning. 0-0 score. Nobody clear that. Yep. Bottom of the 7th for Greenwood. Due up. Daisy Parker, our left fielder, just made that catch out there in left field, number 22. Mountain Home's in the field now playing defense as they go through their warm-ups before the bottom of the 7th starts out. Flags kind of halfway between limp and occasional gust. Nothing like we saw in the top couple of innings, but definitely still blowing left to right across the outfield. So anything hit up to the right field going to have a little movement toward the foul line Right fielders are going to have to be on their toes.
Now batting number 22, Daisy Parker.
Daisy Parker steps into the box as she waits for Emma Crabb to send the first pitch. Outside for a ball. Signals are in from the coach. Inside pitch just down the line for a foul. 1-1 for Daisy Parker. She's working hard. She's had 2 Ks, and she's looking to get on base here. That's all we need is a base hit. Oh, that was a good eye. That was a good eye. That ball rose. I think she's starting to see that come out of Emma Crabb's hand. That's good for our hitters. Three balls, 1 strike. Daisy's looking to be a base runner. Lead off, that would be great. First time for the whole night. Just got the edge of that bat. This check swing for a full count. Outside pitch. That's a walk. Got our first leadoff batter of the night. Greenwood will be looking to move her to second base. Next up is Riley Cowart, number 15, our catcher for tonight. Foul ball. Off to the right side. Riley hit over toward first base, and they threw to the second baseman for Mountain Home, who was covering because it was a little slap bunt last time up. 2 strikes for Riley. Another one of our 4 seniors up to bat. Big swing. Just got underneath it. First out. So runner on first. First out. Bree Taylor, number 25. Third baseman. She's 0 for 2 for the night with 2 strikeouts. So she's looking to get in the scorebook, get her a hit. Inside pitch. And Daisy, oh, they called that a hit by pitch. We'll take it. Daisy's on second base now. 1 out. Runner on first and second. Having a little discussion with Mountain Home coach and the home plate umpire whether or not, I guess, that ball really hit Bree. But he didn't think twice. He called it a hit by pitch right off the bat. So they're going to discuss it on the field. And while they discuss it, we'll see if there's any change in ideas from the home plate umpire. So Bree didn't seem to think twice about it, and neither did the home plate umpire as she turned. It was definitely an inside pitch from Emma Crabb, and may have just got her sleeve or not enough to break the trajectory, and they've decided that it was definitely a hit by a pitch. Mountain Home coach showed his disagreement quickly, but then headed over to the visitors' dugout. So runners on second and first with 1 out. Haley McAdams up to bat now, number 11, right fielder. Ball outside and low. A little bit of controversy, but there was no way for the Mountain Home coach to be able to tell from his vantage point in the dugout. Second pitch, ooh, and she went for that one. That fooled Haley. Haley saw something down the middle, and that ball rose up shoulder high. And that's what that pitch does. It looks perfect coming out of their hand and just keeps on rising. Pop up. Not sure if it's going to stay in play or not, and it does not. Goes over the backstop for the second strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runners on second and first. Greenwood is threatening. Just need a base hit for that score, and that will end this game. And we'll have us a walk-off win. All we need is a single. Daisy Parker sitting out there on second base, and she's ready to go. Here comes the pitch. Another swing and a foul ball by Miss Haley. She got a little coaching there from Coach Hart. Stepping back in the box. Emma Crab's got her signal, and here she comes with the pitch. Swing out to the foul ball. Over to the left side. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 1 out. Greenwood's got runners on first and second. They're threatening. This is the opportunity that you wait for. All game with a 0-0. Greenwood's got this where they want it to be. Just need a little base hit to score a run. There's the hit to left field through the shortstop. Here comes Daisy. She's going to score, I think. She slides into home, and it's a safe call by the home plate umpire for 1 run. And that will end this game. 0-1 is our final score as Greenwood outlasts Mountain Home in a pitcher's duel of a bunch of zeros with a single digit in that bottom of the 7th as Greenwood scores that run. 3rd time through the lineup for Greenwood, and they started seeing those pitches a little better coming out of Emma Crab's hand, and that's what you want to see. We've got a doubleheader. I'm not 100% sure on how much time they're going to put between games, but our final score for the first game of the doubleheader: Mountain Home 0, Greenwood Lady Bulldogs 1. This is Greenwood Sports Center. We will be back in a moment.